Let's move on to New Hampshire now. The Democrats, how they're doing there. Sanders continues to dominate. Now, it's interesting, Darren, because he dominates with men, plus 23. And here's the surprising thing, or maybe not, voters under the age of 45, a plus 24. But over the last 2 months, he has increased his lead by 12 points by attracting more older voters, especially lower-income older voters. Does any of that surprise you?
I think all of it surprises me at some level. I mean, the notion that an aging Vermont social democrat can attract young people somewhat surprises me. But then again, I teach at the University of Texas, and so sometimes those messages do pretty well with younger voters. The demographic attachment I don't get at all. The appeal he's getting, what happens, of course, is that the demographies that you just sort of identified, blue collar, you know, working class, slightly older, those are people who also tend to tune into the game a little later. And I think what you're seeing is, you know, Clinton is essentially an incumbent in this race. And if they hadn't committed to her by August or, you know, September, as those people start paying attention, it's not terribly surprising to me that they're looking at an alternative who sounds a little different, is a little fresher, maybe offer something a little unusual.
It's interesting also, just as a side note, 79% of Clinton supporters will be satisfied if Sanders gets the nomination. 56% of Sanders supporters will be satisfied if Clinton gets the nomination. That's also something interesting to dissect. Now, in the meantime, lots of people still not entirely sure who they're actually voting for. In a Fox News poll, 56% of New Hampshire voters say they're certain they'll back their candidate, but 44% say they could change their mind. And those numbers essentially flipped in Iowa. According to a Des Moines Register Bloomberg poll again, even fewer voters with their minds made up there. That has to be, Chris, one of the most important things that a pollster or any campaign is looking at, right?
Absolutely, and it's also really important to remember that polls are a snapshot of a moment in time. They're not a crystal ball. It's instructive to think back to 4 years ago and where we were in Iowa. At this point, 4 years ago, Newt Gingrich was leading in Iowa at about 25%. Rick Santorum was in 4th, 5th place with 5%. And, of course, Santorum went on to win with 25%, and Newt Gingrich was around 13%. So events intervene. People are just starting to tune in. Those numbers are real. A lot of people haven't made up their mind. They want to see what happens. They want to hear from the candidates. And real-world events intervene. Yeah, and that's where the debates factor in so heavily. Chris and Darren, great to get the insight and the inside knowledge. Thank you.